Right. So Yo-Yo, this is your man Bubbba here. I remember that this is not financial advice and it's only for educational purposes. So do your own research. And so glad to be back after last week. Last week was Thursday. We were finding this bottom, and as we had identified this fair value gap in here, this daily fair value gap, we had the bottom formation happening exactly in this fair value gap. We had a nice liquidation event that hasn't been that huge, even though OI it's pretty low right now. From here, we had the news that make us pump were exactly towards the other daily fair value gap that we identified last week that just formed a few days before. And from here, we had a nasty rejection. We completely retraced totally the pump due to the news of the event of tomorrow. We swept again this fair value gap, and now we are struggling. We are compressing inside those two zones. So in here, what I'm seeing on a lower time frame, there is a recurring pattern happening right now, and it's taking from the highest to the lowest in here from the fib, and we get on the 75.0786 zone, and we had a bounce. Where did we bounce? From here to here, again in the 0.75.0786 zone. Now we got another bounce. From where did we bounce? Again, more or less from the same zone here. It went to get a bit more liquidation above, but we are bouncing from the same exactly 0.75.0786 zone. So if this pattern keeps repeating again and again, and from here we keep retracing down, there are good chances that right now we may be forming another higher low in here, even though this is a lower high. We may be forming something like this, bouncing from here, and we go maybe take this highs, maybe we're gonna get rejected at the 0.75.0786 of this potential new zone, something like that. But this looks like there is a compressing triangle happening right now. It's pretty hard to actually properly trade these days, the days before the news, because tomorrow you all know that there is this crypto summit event, something like that. But there are news about Trump, the Bitcoin strategic reserve, what was the reason why we pumped this strong in this zone. So this could be a nice trade to take if we get it coming into tomorrow before the news, because tomorrow trading the news will be pretty hard. So if we were to get this retracement in here, taking this trade in a bit more room, stop loss under the wick, even a bit more room, targeting this high. But at this case, if we are bouncing hard and we reach here, I'm pretty confident to say we're gonna take this kind of equal highs in here. So we can stretch till in here. And this is a potential trade that I see based on this logic of the 0.75.786 fib of this strong move up and down that we are having. And this is what I see from here, from Bitcoin. If we were to get stop loss, so if we were to go under this low, I'm expecting then to go meet what was the target from also from last stream, that was the 76k, or under here 74, 72k box zone, where there are this confluence with the fibs and also with the 1618 of the fib of the last bottom to top in this zone here in mid-January. So there was quite some confluence, and we just front run a little from here. So this could have been the bottom, the capitulation event, but I don't have a crystal ball. I work with triggers, with watching reactions, key levels. So this is what I'm looking at. If we were to bounce from here, we're probably gonna go and test those highs, where I'm expecting also for the psychological level, the 100k, expecting quite a hard supply zone, quite a hard resistance to overtake. But so far we have to first overtake this daily fair value gap that has been resistance, and all this that has been the bottom for months, and now is proving to be turned into supply zone. So here, I think last week I gave some kind of short that was from higher from here. We never reached, was I think something like this. We never reached the comfortable short zone. But if we were to get somewhere, if we were to bounce now, never get into this long and keep chopping in here, in this, that's what the most probable scenario is. Keep chopping towards the event tomorrow, where we're gonna expect a lot of volatility. But if we get this before the event, it's a good long. Or if we were to stop pump from here, shorting this zone, maybe with a wider stop loss, going into the event could be a good idea, as the lately all the events we experienced have been proven to be a sell the news event. So hope everything is clear so far about what I'm seeing here in BTC, and what we need to add in here to add the, gonna cancel this. We need to add some more zones that we formed. This is a fair value gap on the 4 hour that is formed. Here, that exactly, I think it goes as confluence with the golden pocket actually. So long could be taken also this one, so the long could be maybe started scaling in this zone already, 85.5, 85.8, with the DCA in this zone could be a better idea, because it could be front run, as there is this fair value gap in the middle of this fair value gap. If we close a 4 hour under, we are going for sure to retest at least this zone. If this half of this fair value gap holds, we go probably it's the bounce to create an higher low and to go and retest these highs. So this is what I see from Bitcoin. Let's go have a look at it. Last Thursday, so HIT is one of the coins that has been beaten down the worst. Since we had this big week, we already spoke about retesting or sweeping this week, and watching on a bigger time frame, we see that we had those equal lows that now we can take away, they got swept. We went into the monthly demand, we just tapped, and here there was a projection made couple of weeks ago probably, or how it could have behaved, as we have big, very big supply zones above on it. So this was just a projection how to a potential bottom formation on the next month. It's not in time scale, it's just price scale. Could have been, and we went more or less exactly on the first flush. Now we are retesting. Let's see how we form this potential bottom. But looking on lower time frames, we see this was an old fair value gap that acted as support, has been turned into resistance, and now could act as support again. All the coins are pretty related to each other, and Bitcoin, it's actually driving the market. So according to what BTC will do, most probably also it will behave. But we can see that also here more or less the patterns. Here we went only to the 50. I think of this move down. Yeah, 618. Right now, this correction here, yes, it would form more or less the same pattern on Bitcoin, even though it's a lot weaker than Bitcoin. So on it, like we spoke last week, potentially we have all this big demand zone that it's stretches from 1500 to 2k more or less. And I still think that for it the top is not in yet for the cycle, that it will go and get those equal highs and make its all-time high. So for spot position on the long run, this is all DCA zone, the 2k 15k if given. I don't know how low we could stretch, but 1750, this zone here, this cluster also can be a nice zone where to add in case we would have the chance to get it. Do you guys have any chart? Your thoughts on ADA, XRP, Sol? Okay, so Sol. Okay, here it was a short idea that it would have worked. Apparently, let me delete this. So, Sol, interested in your thoughts on as they were named, dropped by Trump. Okay, so yeah, of course, as the name were dropped by Trump, we got this. And as most of the times, as soon we get news that makes the market pump, we get the whole news retraced pretty fast, and we went even lower. So on Sol, it's important to watch the higher time frames. Now I'm using this so it's quicker to visualize it. We have multiple bear divs. We just broken the support of the 50 RSI and retested, and looks like we're dropping down on the weekly. On the monthly, we are approaching the 50 of the RSI. On the daily, we got rejected on this big pump on the 50 RSI, so it looks really, really weak. Since 260, I've been warning about Solana may have topped for this cycle. So far, it went like $140, so it's a minus 50% lower. And we got this pump. This pump just went to take some of these highs. This is a high time frame resistance. We can see because it's been this level here. It tapped perfectly because this was resistance, it turned into support, been support, turned into resistance, we went down, resistance, we went down. So this is another level that we need to add, and those were the levels that we identified last week on Solana to watch for reaction, because this was the bottom, and exactly we tapped there and we went higher. So now again, this level here, it's the level to watch. Again, maybe a sweep of this, maybe not even, but any level higher from 179 is a short from my point of view, and actually even lower. If we apply the same logic, sorry, need to put it on the 4 hour so it's easier. This is the top, this is the bottom. So in here, 0.65, the golden pocket, is just underneath this, so that I don't like it that much. 0.75, 0.786, it can be a shortable zone. So we're gonna put something, stop loss a bit higher in there. And this 228, I don't like it that much, but this would be a scalp. Oh no, and then no, this had to be a scalp from the 886 if we get it, with a very tight stop loss. So because I don't like it for the risk reward ratio that much. What I would like more would be a retest, no, a sweep of this equal highs, so cancel this, a sweep of these equal highs somewhere in here, this stop loss. Yeah, this I like it more. So a short on Solana above 179, 185, this zone would be, if we had a swing failure pattern on the 4 hour, maybe that's a short to do from my point of view. Targeting the lows, or even you can leave a doom bag, sorry, because this might go under $100. And levels 2 potentially long, it's if we get on the other side a swing failure pattern here, we flush some longs and we close above and we retest this, we can go and seek 185. So this was the short. Here we could have a long position with targets, same target there. The first take profit would be around 150, and the stop loss above whatever wick would be created. But I don't actually really like taking longs on Sol unless we see a very strong BTC, and we are not having a strong BTC. Then ADA. Okay, so ADA, let's see. This is not a coin that I'm actually following. So let's see some levels. We have, this is a level. This one has been a level, okay. So those are watching real quick the levels we are having. Let's see RSI how it's going. RSI retested the 50 and the weekly, so I could make another retest, but it doesn't look bad. Plus it has some narrative behind right now because of the tomorrow's event and the tweet from Trump. On the lower time frames, it's also retesting the 50 level. So on this, okay, had this insane pump. And here again, the 0.75, 0.786 zone again offered a very nice reaction from here to here. Golden pockets, so now it's bouncing. This is also is compressing like Bitcoin, but in a wider range. So if you are bullish on Cardano and you really want to find a trade right now, this don't really like it, even though it's been this level. Well, this weekly again. It bounced 786. So this could be quite good to keep going and trying again higher. Here we have the 786. Well, this could be a bit risky, but managing risk, if you want to try and enter along on ADA, this has a pretty easy invalidation here. You can maybe DCA in this zone or wait for reaction or kind of bottom formation like this, where it can start a reversal in those two zones, and this is good to go and take at least these highs and maybe start a new, if BTC behaves in a proper way, we can take these equal highs and target as final take profit higher than the last top that he had a few weeks ago. This is ADA, XRP, should have it here, yeah. So XRP, as you can see, is pretty overextended. We already spoke about this. Let's see on the weekly. On the weekly has a bear div formed with those two tops, and I think it already played out quite well. RSI is going down on the weekly. On the daily, just overcoming the 50 level. So we have this, if we treat this as a range, top of the range, bottom of the range, we had this, we can deal with this like a very big deviation, when maybe a very big bull trap. We went back in, and we are dealing with this range, basically with some deviations above, or liquidation grabs underneath. But the next level, important level, we have on XRP, watch the 4 hour. Now, this I'm pretty sure that behaved the same in here, it's 0.75. So it's all completely connected, and this didn't reach the golden pocket, so it might get to the golden pocket and keep compressing in a triangle like most of the coins are right now. On a bigger time frame, what I think about XRP? XRP, it's one of the coins that if he's still alive and is still trading, is gonna stay for longer, even though like most of the people hates I hate also XRP. but this coin is here to stay, and I think that on the long run this is gonna run quite higher, maybe even to make a 4x from here to double digits, maybe on this bull run. No, of course, I'm not betting on this statement, but chances, technicals are there to back this idea. So any other coin you want me, guys, to have a look for you? All right, USDT point the chart. Link, okay, link, yes, link here. So this is weekly, this is on the daily. Those were the levels. I think we watched also this together past weeks. Yeah, and those were the levels, the weekly levels that we identified on on Link. Also, Link has been trading in this kind of range for a while, past year, and he had the deviation above, deviation under with a reaccumulation zone, and then he shoot up, and we are back in this range so far, keeping the higher side. With just a couple of flashes down on the weekly. On the daily, this looks like most of the charts. This is the, let's say, the Trump pump of the tweet. It's swept already there. It's probably on the daily 6 hours. I don't know. Let's see how this is gonna close, but it's gonna close probably under this and gonna go retest the lows or sweep them. Even though on the 4 hour we should see, I don't know, I was expecting, yes, those are bull div, even though it's not marked here automatically, but those are bull divs. This played out, and this already probably also played out as we took these highs. So we retesting twice this level here now. That's locally, it's a bottom. And if we manage to flip this into support, we can long with the confirmation. Let me see, and the stops can go as tight as here if we manage to get some consolidation, and we can go target higher. First take profit would be in here, here, and here, in case. But so Link here, it tapped a major zone. This, I think it's on the daily, it's easier to spot it. Yes, all these 3-day candles here, this was a major demand zone, because it's the last three candles, red candles before the movement higher, and we exactly almost up to top, the bottom of the box. So here, this was a nice accumulation zone for a spot position, or for looking on lower time frames on an entry for a long. But right now, we late for the obvious short that you had in here. This on a lower time frame, I think. Yeah, this was perfect. On the 1 hour and also on the 4 hour swing failure pattern, grab the liquidity on top of the previous high, close under, you can short it market with the stop loss above the high. So this, watching on the 1 hour, the entry, you would have had here confirmation of the short in here. Swing failure pattern, close under, next candle opens, you could have shorted it, taking this as a retest of all this zone, the bottom of this zone. This is a potential bearish retest. If it happens, you can short it, looking for the lows. Of course, you have partial take profits at key zones. The first one would be around here, probably in here, here, and all the way down. Maybe another one in here. Yes, this would be another potential trade, but it's too late now. Just a classic swing failure pattern with entry market. So link SUI. On SUI, as you can see here, my chart has the levels. It has been the levels. Those boxes are here since they formed. So SUI, this has been a very good performer. Now, as you it's creating a mountain pattern. It went to retest what have been the all-time high for months and months in all the 2024. It did a nice retest, and it's reacting now on what has been the bottom and retest as a top of this. Well, this is not even a proper range. This is because it's this is a downtrending chart. So let's call this range, because also in here we traded in this box, this macro box in here, for quite a while. It had the perfect, also here, perfect rejection from a supply zone. Right now it's rejecting from a lower time frame supply zone, and SUI on the higher time frame, so still looks good, even though with an Elliott wave this might look 1, 2, and yeah, so this might be complete as a impulsive move up. But as I'm expecting to have one more general impulse up in all the market, this coin, if we manage to have this zone here, it's a good zone where to keep accumulating spot. If we wanna trade here on the daily, we have plenty of previous lower highs and lower lows. We are in a sequence to lower highs and lower lows. So it's been more rewarding shorting than longing this coin in the past, since when is in the past month and a half. So until proven different, we cannot really look for real longs until we flip some key zone, like if we manage to get above here and flip this zone, then yes, we can long, and because we would be reversing market, breaking the structure of the market in here. It will be a reversal pattern, and then yeah, we could look for a long from here, reclaiming 320 with a strong reclaim, we might look for higher with somewhere in here on lower time frames with the price developing. We will form an invalidation probably somewhere maybe around here also because of those lows. This would be a long, but until proven different here also, now it's a bit too late, but on this supply zone in here, I forgot to update to red, this supply zone here, we could have shorted this coin, probably sold the golden pocket, or also it's a fib 0.75, again 0.75 perfectly. So this is what I'm looking at the chart right now, because it's a very choppy environment. It's going up, moving pretty fast, sometimes not that much in general. But what I'm looking is using the fib tool. I'm trying to watch for these confluences if has a very harmonic. It's not with the harmonics, because I'm not an expert of harmonics, but if this really create like an harmony of fibs or same patterns, right now it seems that 0.75, 0.786 of fib is working pretty great, pretty well in most of the coins. I'm looking to get only scalp shorts, scalp longs on with those levels, if they are also with a confluence of some other supply on demand zones that I can draw myself and I can identify myself. So link and Sui here. Any other chart requests, guys? All right, and then I'm gonna show you. This is my relative strength spaghetti chart. I'm gonna share it here. This you can also create yourself. Of course, I don't know if you guys know, but I use this, and I explained on my YouTube channel, the very first video I posted at the beginning. There is the complete logic how I use this one. So because this it's related to what I was just talking about. So I use this to watch the relative strength between some selected alts. I am a list of 40, and basically this is the performance compared to the starting point. So Su in this case is doing 5 plus 5% from, let's say 10, so let's say 8 hours and a half ago. I use this on a very low time frame, 15 seconds or 1 minute, and I basically scroll up and down to watch, to have a look what coins are breaking out from the pack, and if you're breaking up or down, and if it's in a downward or in an upward movement of the market, to identify some that can be the outperformers or the underperformers. Or the easiest logic is, if you see there is a coin that is breaking out from the pack, try, like, let me show this one, the yellow. If you see a coin is breaking out from the pack pretty strongly, it's a coin that you want to go and have a look at the chart to maybe find an entry. And you could probably, this was fart coin, so let me go on fart coin, and here was at 15 hour. Okay, so at 15 hour, we were here. So seeing this is outperforming, I can go on lower time frames and look for an entry. Here we see this displacement. You could have find a pattern all in here, find an entry to maybe go higher. In this case, having a look on general situation, probably you would have not done it, because Fartcoin, it's almost dying. As we see, Fartcoin is going pretty heavy downtrend, so you wouldn't taken. But this is the logic how I look for coins. Same for SUI. Now the whole market is retracing. Let's have a look. Something that right now it's kind of pumping. It's coming out. Tau. I see Tau here on a lower time frame. Okay, it looks like wants to put a higher low in here. It's reacting from this cluster. Here has no fair value gap. It's also tapped there. So this has good chances, also because it's the closure in here. This has good chances now that Tau, if manage to, and this is no, wrong tool. So let's have a look on a lower time frame if there is a proper entry. Yeah, okay. So if Tau manage to get into this fair value gap on the 15 minute, I'm gonna put it here. Here, and let's see with the fib. Yeah, this is nice. So if 1, 2, 3, yeah, I like this. So there's also a double top. We're gonna equal highs. Okay, so the stop loss under the week, and this is a 3.95 of 4 RR trade. So the entry we get 275 again, and a flush in there. So setting a limit or waiting for reaction. I always prefer wait for reaction if I'm in front of the charts, because I can enter market upon confirmation on lower time frames. But if you cannot follow, you think you might miss it. Here you see setting limits, and the DCA may be on the 786. This can be a good entry on Tau, because Tau has been proven a coin that, yes, it's on a downtrend, of course, but it moves pretty quickly high and down. So this could be another good trade, and would be a 30% move as a final target, always respecting the fact that it's making a higher lows and higher highs. And so this is a nice tool to have, to watch for rotations, to focus on what coin is performing better or what coin is going worse. In this case, now we see, like as we highlighted before, Fartcoin, see it's severely underperforming from the market. So if now, for example, we were to get from Bitcoin a little bounce, there are good chances that Fartcoin might perform pretty good, because it's underperforming badly. So just to rejoin the pack. I hope this logic it's it's clear. If you have any question about how to use this or anything else related, just write in the chat. USDT.D. I was starting that they got the questions. So in here, let's look at weekly. On the weekly, we found we created this double bottom. We are retesting. This inversion. It's not so nice to watch it on the weekly, to be honest. But we had a couple of this previous week was a very nice week, nice close we had, and we retested almost completely the week. And I need to do the other way. Now, if this week we're gonna close this, we're gonna close the USDT above the weekly, above 5.08, we have very good chances that this keeps grinding up. Weekly close that we managed to do under 0.5, we start retesting lower and lower, putting a series of lower high, and the bear market is over. This mini bear market win-in is over, and was just a very big manipulation. Those are the two scenarios, and this weekly close for me it's really important, because if we close above the 50% of the previous weekly candle week, it's not a good sign from my point of view. So I remember that this is not financial advice, and it's only for educational purposes. So do your own research always. And if you guys have any question on chart request, otherwise I think I'm gonna wrap it up. All right.